I suppose it is natural that when making the sort of content that I do, a lot of people ask me, well, how do you make money? What should I do to make money? And I say two things. Number one, if you want to start off making money, yes, I do have a Patreon. Link is in the description and the comments. Now, I'm not trying to plug that here, but if you want to start making money, I do teach how I sell on eBay. But that is also a great conversation opener, because not only do I sell on eBay, and you guys obviously have seen the results, and if you are on the Patreon, you'll know, but I have things like the Patreon, I have things like this YouTube channel. So eBay, Patreon, YouTube are three perfect examples, right? What are they all? What do they all do? Well, let's think about it. YouTube, I make these videos, you guys perhaps enjoy them, I hope you do, and you watch them. Patreon, I make those videos, and the intention is that you will learn something of value that you can hopefully translate yourself and have some success with. And over on eBay, well, I sell products. People buy from my shop what they want. I get to keep a profit from that. But what is the common denominator, right? There's value there for the consumer. And these are just my businesses. So if you buy stuff from me in my shops, you're a consumer. If you buy my Patreon course, you're a consumer of that. If you watch these YouTube videos, right, ads play on them, you're a consumer as well. And obviously I appreciate all the support, guys. I'm not saying it in a bad way, but my point is, you buy something with a reason. And retail, and well, basically to get money, you have to draw money to yourself, right? So whether that's you have a skill that you can sell, anything like that, you have to have something that you can market. I think it's part of the laziness culture in a way that's affecting a lot of people's success, but everyone always says, how do I make money? How do I get rich? And the answer is, you need to provide a skill. You need to have something to market. Again, the only reason why you guys would even think of buying my Patreon page, for example, is because you know I've sold on eBay. That's taken a lot of time for me to gain those skills. People think they're going to get rich overnight with no skills. And of course, there are examples where that can happen. But even if you look at things which people say are skillless activities like online video gaming, the best gamers out there, the best streamers, whatever, even if it's only a stupid game, are masters at their crafts. They spend hours making sure they get all of whatever the mission of the game is, they complete it top tier. But what am I trying to say here, and what is today's topic? Well, today's topic is, if you want to have status, success, anything like that, whether that's financial, social, whatever, it's not unfair to say that you need to make yourself valuable to an extent, right? Now, I understand the concept, and everyone likes to believe it's the truth, that you are of value regardless of who you are. And yeah, that's true. Everyone's unique. Everyone's got their own specialties and whatever. And to your friends, your family members, your social circle, that's true. You are going to be valuable just for being you. They love everything about you. But when you start to get into that want for more success, you know, making more money, being a public figure or something like that, people aren't going to like you just because you're you. They might do once your name means something, but you need to make that the case first, and that's difficult, I will not lie, but that's how you do it. Now, I'm not saying that I'm rich or anything like that, right? I make a little bit of money from my eBay, I make a little bit of money from YouTube, and now I make a little bit of money from Patreon, and I've made a little bit of money from other selling sources and other YouTube channels in the past as well. What I'm saying though is, to get to this point, you know what it's taken from the early days of YouTube? It's taken what, 8 years about 8 years, I think it is, since 2016. You guys can do the maths. Yeah, that is 8 years. 8 years of all different things. Businesses that have succeeded, channels that have got views, channels that have not, making an awful lot of money, losing an awful lot of money, and that's just one example, right? I'm not saying it's going to take you guys 8 years, and the reason why I launched something like the Patreon is that you guys can essentially speedrun without making the mistakes that I've made to get even to this small point. But people want the instant gratification. Now, it depends how you want to market it. It depends what you actually want to do. I'd definitely not fully involve myself in a business that I wasn't comfortable or happy with. But what can you market? What is your skill set? Maybe you've got an eye for numbers, and maybe therefore you can make money with accounting or teaching people maths, tutoring, something like that. Maybe you've got an eye for numbers, and that's going to help you to run a business. Maybe you've got that drive and focus where you can sit down for hours and start. Maybe that'll make you a great writer or a great painter or something like that. I don't know what the market is, because it is subjective, and I can't tell you guys what you should do. But my point is, everyone's got their own skills. For me, it seems to be the case, and this is just from talking to my friends and people around me when they're like, how have you built this business, and how have you built this business and this business? It seems that I can see trends in the market that other people may not, and how to build a business around that. And that's not me like bragging or anything like that. It's just everyone's got one of these skills. Everyone has. You know, I know people who have cake shops. They can make good cakes. I know people who can fix technology. They fix technology for their money. How are you going to provide a skill to the market that is going to be adapted, or adopted, I should say? It's going to be adopted by people who want to utilize that. Are you going to sell stuff, and are you going to be the best salesman at what you do, whether that is the eBay stuff or anything else? Are you going to be the best writer? What is going to be your claim to success? Obviously, you guys are watching one of my videos, so I know that you're amazing. But what I want to say is, you know, in the real world, the people who have value, or the people who have success, are the people who have value, right? The two are very much intertwined. Famous people, you know, you wouldn't care about a lot of them if they weren't in that film, or hadn't made that song, or weren't that millionaire or billionaire, or that public speaking figure. There's a brand behind that. They didn't just get there. If you don't want to have a, well, mid-tier life, perhaps an average life, you've got to do or better than average things. You've got to put in more than average hours. You've got to put in more than average skills. You've got to learn more than average viewpoints and stuff like that. You've got to do things of value. And for our young people my age and whatnot, watching this video, the average, right? And I've made a video just a minute ago on the same bench here talking about this topic, but the average for us is things like go to school, go to university, try get a job if you can find one. Salary probably won't be great though. I heard some people saying that they can get a salary between 30 and 40k, but realistically, is that even that good, really? My point is, more broadly, this is the box. This is the standard. This is now what's normal. And with normal, you're going to get normal results, and that's fine, but I know, because of the sort of content that I make, if you're a subscriber of this channel, you're a questioner of things in the world, you're a questioner of the way the world is, and you're someone who wants to strive for better because of that. And what I'm trying to say here is, and I don't know if I'm putting this message across the right way, because this one's more dedicated towards our young people, right? And it's nothing to do with my Patreon or my eBay selling or anything like that, right? I just point that out as something that I do. My point is, what value are you going to provide that's different to everybody else? And it's not really something I can answer for you, because, you know, I can give guidance, I can show you what I do, but really it's something that you need to figure out for yourself. But it's something to do, because, again, mediocre, average, standard, effort levels are going to result in the same sort of lifestyle. And until we start to address this and accept this, well, we're not going to see the changes in our life that we want. So again, I'm not necessarily talking about getting rich exclusively here, but I'm probably going to title this video like "Get Rich by Learning a Skill" or something like that. But the point can apply to anything. Find yourself some value. And what that looks like and how you do that is not for me to say. I can't say how you're going to do that. But what I can say is, it is a basic principle of life which I would recommend anybody does. If you are young like me, you've got a lot of time, if you're lucky, you know, if you make it all the way through. But you've got a lot of time to experiment with ideas. You've got a lot of time to fail. Got a lot of time to have ideas that don't succeed. You got a lot of time to be upset with things. You got a lot of time to be happy with things. You got a lot of time to trial. That's what I'm trying to say. But the sooner you get to doing that, the sooner you try thinking outside of the box, even if you do get laughed at, even if you do have initial failures, you're on the road already. And it may take you less time than it took me. It may take you more time. But right now, I don't even mind, right? I hope everything continues to build and build and build. But if all of my businesses went down right now and I had to start again, even if I had to get a job, right? If I have to get a 9 to 5 to cover my bills and all my businesses have failed, for me it doesn't matter, because I now know how to do what I've already done, right? I could get back to this point, whether it's in the same business or different, I think quite easily. And that's quite a nice point to be at, and I want the same to be true for you guys. Anyway, it's just something to think about, really. A lot of the videos that I make are just me sharing my opinions on things, and because of that, I guess it's kind of an open dialogue, in the sense that there's not really a right or wrong answer. But I would say, for myself, I've tried a lot of different things, and I would recommend that anybody who can, especially if you're young, take the risks, take the chances. You're gonna regret not doing that later on if you don't. And you've got an opportunity now to establish who you are in the world, and that's going to be your biggest brand, right? I'm not even talking about in terms of social media marketing or finance. Your brand is the sort of clothes that you put on, the sort of person that you are, how nice you are, what skills you have. Build up your brand in real life, right? I'd recommend doing that as soon as possible. Anyway, like I say, no real right or wrong answer here, just my opinions. Do let us know in the comments what you think, and thank you for watching to this point, but that's it. Do you have any opinions on this topic? I'd love to hear them, but see you soon.